Look, it's great. It's obviously been a target of the club since the start. Everybody wants to be on TV and play in the National Basketball Arena. So that's where we are. We were unlucky the last 2 years in, losing in the semi-final. So this year we were very much focused on getting there. We had a tough road there. We Ballincollig in the first round. We were still undefeated. So we've worked hard to get there. Obviously we played Colester at the weekend, which was great preparation for us. There's a real buzz. We're in Garvey's this evening at 6 o'clock for a launch, and everything that goes with an All-Ireland final is what's happening. And a lot of those fellas would have been involved with Brendan's 5 or 6 years ago with the Intermediate Cup and have been involved with schools and stuff like that. So they've played in Tala. It won't be their first time there, but it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. The club are absolutely buzzing for it, and I know there's as many supporters as possible. Our tickets are sold out. Our allocation is sold out already. So, and it will be streamed in obviously in a lot of places in Tralee on Saturday evening. But we're absolutely over the moon, and we're just busy now preparing this week and being right for the weekend.
Cool. And like the decision, John, to play last weekend in the Super League, was that kind of to give yourself a bit of a tune-up for this, or was it kind of just to take the fixture while you can get it?
Yeah, well, look, there's so much uncertainty at the moment. Everybody has to do what's right for their own club. And we just felt like we wanted to go to Dublin and we wanted to play the game and continue to do what you would do normally in normal circumstances. So, it was very much the players' decision. They made the decision. We left it up to them, and they played. They wanted to play. They felt like it was a good game for us to get a week before the Cup. And that's just how we went with it, and we made our own decision based on our own circumstances. And obviously we were beaten, which is bad in one way but good in another way because it focuses the mind. But Colester are a fantastic basketball club, and we were delighted to get the game.
Brilliant. Cheers. And Fergal, in terms of that semi-final, obviously you had the hot hand, I suppose, down the stretch. What do you think are the big takeaways from that game that I suppose you'll take into this weekend?
I suppose from a personal point of view, yeah, I kind of hit the 3 threes in the fourth quarter, but before that I had actually only gotten 2 clean looks, which were both kind of in transition. So in terms of half court offense, I didn't get a whole pile of looks. I know my role as a team as a shooter, and I knew when those opportunities would come along when Quiggs and Nico were doing so well inside that those outside shots would eventually come. And it's just being confident and having the confidence to shoot those after missing a couple of shots before, to have the confidence to shoot it. The semi-final obviously was a great win, getting over that semi-final hump, and it was something that we really just focused on at the start of the year. That the cup final in the end of January was where we wanted to be.
Cool. Cheers. Best of luck this weekend.
Cheers. Thanks.
Just in terms of it's the first cup final for this iteration of the club, guys, whichever one he wants to take it. But how important was it for Tralee basketball to get back to a cup final?
I suppose it's like Kerry getting to the All-Ireland final. It's the same, it doesn't really matter what sport is played down here. That's almost the expectation, which might be whatever people want to look at it, but there are high expectations. So it was very important for us, because we want to win everything. Whether it's the Champions Trophy, whether it's the league, whether it's the cup, we want to be in contention to win every single competition that we play in. So we felt in the last two semi-finals that we played, we didn't perform and we didn't show up and play to our abilities. So that's what we were focused on, as Fergal has said. But it's huge for the club, and it's huge for our sponsors, and huge for the people that have put in so much effort throughout the years to get there. We're only 6 years in existence, 5 years in the league if you count the year that was cancelled. So it's great progression, and we have brought in young fellas into the fray, that have played in schools cup finals and stuff. So we're continuing to grow and continuing to learn. But it was one of the main targets, was to be in the cup final and be on national TV at the start of the year. So we're there now.
Does the tradition of basketball in Tralee and cup finals, and one in 2007 I think was the last one, does that have any bearing? Does it give a bit of inspiration, like the way Kerry winning football All-Irelands would inspire younger footballers and things like that?
100%, 100%. The Warriors has inspired. The numbers have grown in Tralee and the feeder clubs exponentially since the Warriors has started. So this absolutely has that. The last cup final, well, St. Brendan's were in an intermediate cup final 4 or 5 years ago, the year before we formed, and then Tigers before that. All of that history is important. You have members who were, Kieran played in the Tigers team that was in the cup final. Terry O'Brien was one of the members of the. So there's always a trade of people. The treasurer Kevin O'Donoghue was involved with Tigers. So there's always a trade of people that have been involved all the way through. So we definitely will pull on that, and we definitely will look at that. But we're very much focused on Tralee Warriors tradition and what we can hopefully attain on Saturday. But it's always there in the background. It 100% is, and it's you know, if anybody's when they're watching TG Carr and they see Kieran and they see Fergal and they see the younger guys, you know, 19 years of age playing on the court, it is 100% going to inspire more people to pick up the game of basketball. And I think Kieran having the tie over between football and basketball is huge, because obviously, you know, a lot of our younger players will be dual sports, so it's huge.
And how have you guys, maybe even Fergal, how have you felt it since the win over Éina? Is there a buzz and expectation around the town, or is it only maybe this week you'll feel that coming in? I suppose maybe stacks and things might have taken some of the pressure off you for the last week.
There was a buzz for about 5 or 6 days until about half time in the Leicester game, when we realised that we have a bit of work to do. But yeah, there's a good buzz. There's a good buzz. Like, as you know yourselves, the cup has the razzmatazz, it has the media attention, it has all that. It's something that like the league probably doesn't get because it's so drawn out. But like the cup is the one you want to win. Obviously, it's on TV. It has all that. It's kind of trying to, at the start of the year, it's trying to get your imports, get your foreigners, your Americans and your Europeans to kind of buy into how big it actually is, because like we kind of see it our whole lives, and we love it, and we going up even if the Tralee team isn't involved, you'd be going up to watch the likes of Demons and Neptunes in those cup finals, and it's a great occasion. It's great to be a part of.
And is there any sense this week that you guys need to pick Kieran up? I know he played in your semi-final. He wouldn't have played much of the league with the stacks and things like that. And after the defeat yesterday, or is he just the kind of guy that it won't make any difference to him?
Look, he's got it. I'd be very good friends with Kieran outside of basketball, and the manager as well, Wayne Quinlan. Like I dropped them a text and just said that we were gutted for them and all that. Like, and of course they're really, really disappointed. But the first thing they said was that how good it would be to be celebrating next Sunday down in Tralee. So, you know, they're sports people. I think people that are involved in sport know that there's always ups and downs, and you're going to lose more times than you win in life. And I think they're old enough to know that now, and they'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I suppose just maybe John, if you touch on the opposition in the final, what do you make of them? How do you see it going?
Well, look, you're talking about Neptune. They have the most Super League titles, you know, league titles. They have a coach in Conor O'Reilly who has won everywhere he's went. I mean, he has won at Demons, you know, Neptune. Like he's well used to these occasions. So they have the tradition of the cup. They have underage stars that have won under 18s and 20s for that many years. You know, the Hannigan twins. They've brought in good imports. And Colin has them ready. They're playing really well in the last, you know, they had a bit of a shaky start, but since when we only played them the second game, so there's no reading into that. Since then, they've really come to the fore, and they're playing really well, and they're playing their style of basketball. So it's going to be very, very tough. You know, I very much see us coming in as the underdogs. We're new to the game. We're, you know, our first time in there. They have the history, so we believe if we play to our potential, we'll have an opportunity to win, and I'm sure Neptune feel the same way. But you know, that's what we're going to try and achieve on Saturday: play to our potential, and then just be in with an opportunity to win the game with 2 minutes to go or a minute to go. And that's really what we're focused on. But you know, Colin is probably the most decorated player coach in Irish basketball history. So it's going to be a very, very tough task for us. But we're, as you can tell from Fergal, we're well able for it, and we're well up for it.
And Fergal, how do you approach the match? You've won leagues and things, obviously, but a final is, it's its own thing. It takes on life of its own. Just even mentally, how are you going to prepare yourself, and how are your teammates going to approach it from that point of view?
I suppose like we're training Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week. I think that's something that's I'm going to be saying at training, and something that always kind of sticks in my head is that when you're watching cup finals on TV, they always say that the arena is a tough shooting gym, and I always kind of thought it's more. I feel that it's more that it's a final, and the two teams are so well, like we're so well scouted now. Like we know everything that Demons or Neptune run, and same with Leicester last weekend. They know everything that we run, and just Neptune are going to be no different. And I think that really plays a big part. And you always see like the likes of the role players that usually have big games that bring teams through, and that's kind of going to be my message this week to the role players, like the stars, the Aaron Gillespie's and the Nikos are going to be there. They're going to get their 20 and 10 or 20 and 25 points or whatever. They're going to get that. It's like to the role players that'll give you that extra bit of percentage that might get you over the line, and I think that can't be kind of overseen. And the young guys for us have been unbelievable. They've played a massive part. When we've had injuries and everything coming in training, and like what they've done all year has just been huge for us.
Mark, do you have any questions, or Radio Kerry, do you have any questions before I let you guys go?
Hi, John. You just mentioned the fact that the game's on television this week and again being on national television. Like, how significant is that for the sport as a whole?
It's massive. Like, I mean, O'Neill's and Garvey's and our sponsors, to be able to see their brand on national TV it's huge. And it allows you to go back then next year and get more sponsorship or whatever. It's an absolute must. And to be honest, where we need to be going is getting Super League games, because like as Fergal touched on it, the cup is the one that everyone goes for. But there's no reason why, with the new CEO and all that, we can't negotiate with TG Carr to have games. Even if it was Tralee and Killorglin and we had to play a game on a Friday night, or a time where TG Carr could, or whoever could, have a little bit of downtime, then let's do that. Let's put 12 men's games, 12 women games on national TV, so that it's every week. There's a game every Friday night. And that's where we need to be going with it, and I'm sure that's where they're looking at going from it. But from a sponsor's point of view, to have your brand on national TV, sure, it's everything. It's absolutely everything.